Hello everyone. Hope all of you are doing well. Wish all of you a very happy new year. So today I'm going to discuss the question answer for the history class 6 chapter 6 new questions and ideas. It's a requested video. Due to some technical reason I'm not able to upload my videos. So now onwards I'm going to upload all the videos. So I request you to visit the channel and watch the videos. As this is a big chapter, we can do it little bit fast, but if you need anything or if you want a more discussion on this chapter, you can write in the comment box. I will surely do for you. Okay, so let's start with the chapter questions answer, all possible question answer. And the very first question that is, who was Siddhartha? It's a very important question. You can get it for a very short answer type questions or in short note you also get that. Like, who was Siddhartha? You know that Siddhartha was also known as Gautama, the founder of Buddhism. So here you can get a MCQ questions that is Gautama and Siddhartha are same person or not. So underline these two words, both are the same person, that is Siddhartha, also known as Gautama, and he is the founder of Buddhism. This is a one word question, or you can get an MCQ or again a single line answer. This is the question, who was Siddhartha? And next question, that is you can get the, that is, this was a time of rapid change. See, here is the line, this was a time of rapid change in the lives of the people. So what kind of changes you observe? What kind of changes you observe is the second questions, and here you can get the answer, that is the Mahajanapadas were growing more powerful, new cities were developing, life was changing in the village, thinkers, many thinkers coming forwards, and these all things, this all change happens. So this is the second questions you get from this chapter. And the third questions, that is Buddha. Here you can find that the Buddha belonged to a small Gana known as the Sakya Gana and was a Kshatriya. So Buddha belongs to which Gana? This is another very short answer type questions. From which Gana with the, you have to write up to this, that is was Kshatriya. And when he was a young man, he left the comfort of his home in search of knowledge. Okay, so where he attained enlightenment? This is the fourth questions you get from this paragraph. This paragraph you will get the questions, that is, see here, he attained enlightenment. So where he attained enlightenment, or what or when he known as Buddha? You can get the questions in this two type, like what or when he known as Buddha, or what happened to him. This is a question. It's a straightforward questions. Or another is where he attained the enlightenment. This is a very short answer type questions. At this the under the people tree, both Gaya, these all are very important for the MCQ also. So from this paragraph you will answer all these questions. So from the first page we come to know that who was Siddhartha, what kind of the changes you observed, and Buddha belongs to which Gana, and next that where he attained the enlightenment, or what or when he known as Buddha, or what happens to him. This is the answer you will find in the first chapter, first page. Okay, so move on to the second page. That is, Buddha thought that life is full of suffering and unhappiness. So what is the teaching of Buddha? It is another major questions, and you can get it's a long answer type questions. You can write it in the point wise. You don't need to write all of these things. You can write it in the simple line, that is that Buddha thought that the life is full of suffering and unhappiness. This is caused because we have cravings and desire for something. You don't need to write all this in bracket things, that is which often cannot be fulfilled. You don't need to write this. You just make it a point and make it easy. And then the second point is that the Buddha described these as a thirst or tanha. So in a one word sentence or a very short answer type sentence, you will get that what is tanha. So here the thought taught that the constant craving could be removed by the following moderation in everything. So the main questions, the another questions come from the teaching. You can get a simple questions like the teaching of the Buddhas. You can write it in the point wise. Otherwise, underline the lines that is cravings and desires lead to suffering and unhappiness. So underline this the word that is suffering and unhappiness, cravings and desires. So you can get the questions like this way, like cravings and desires lead to suffering and unhappiness in the life. Justify your answer, justify the statement. Here is the this paragraph. This paragraph is the answer. Okay. So once again, I told you suffering and unhappiness, cravings and desires. You can get this separately, these sections. So underline these four words. Okay. And this is the normal thing. That is what is the teaching of Buddhas. You can get it in Prakrit, so that the people, why he used the of Prakrit language. It's a basic questions and you all know the answer. Here is in this paragraph you will get that the Buddha taught in the language of the ordinary people so that everybody could understand his message. So you can get a very short answer type questions. Why did Buddha use the Prakrit language for his teaching? Because the same answer is very easy. That is for the ordinary peoples. For the suffer, he want to change the sufferings of the ordinary people. So he taught the language of the ordinary people in a Prakrit so that everybody could understand his message. Okay, and here you can get a picture based questions. You can get this picture. So please study the picture based question. What is this? So here you can get that is this is the stupa of Sarnath, building known as stupa, and was built to mark the place where the Buddha was first taught his message. So where Buddha taught his message, you can get a short answer type question. Otherwise, you can get a picture based questions on the chapter. So please don't forget to study the picture also. Okay. And it's a simple thing. What was the language used to compose the Vedas? So you can get the answer from here also. See here in the next page, read the story. There are no important, not such very important question from the story, but here you can get the Upanishads. So Upanishad, what was the answer of their search? So what is the questions also? So what is the things that answer the difficult questions? So Buddha was preaching the perhaps a little earlier. The thing was to try to find the answer to difficult question. So life after death. So what was the search? What was the search? The topic of their search is the life after death. So underline here, a life after death, because other wanted to know why sacrifice should be performed. So many of these thinkers felt that there was something permanent in the universe that would last even after death. So what was the search and what is the answer? You can get here that they describe this as the Atman or the individual soul and the Brahman and the individual soul. And they believe that ultimately both the Atman and the Brahman were one. So this is the findings of the answer. So what was the questions or what was the answer you get on this? So you can get a questions like this, what we find in the Upanishad. Okay, and why Upanishad is developed, why there is a need of Upanishad. So here is that the answer is that to find the difficult questions or find the answer to difficult questions with this type of questions, or you can get a short note on Upanishad. For a very basic question, you can get a short note on Upanishad. You will find it here. And next question is, what is the sixth system of philosophy? So sixth system of philosophy, here you can get that is Vaishika, Nayaka, Samakhya, Yoga, Purva Mimamsa and Vedanta or Uttara Mimamsa. Purva Mimamsa, Vedanta or Uttara Mimamsa. So you can write it in the point wise like 1, 2, 3, 4 like this. So these are the six system of Indian philosophy. Okay. Here you can get the MCQ question. Most of the uh, thing. It's not so difficult for you to underline all the small questions, small thing. Okay. Now next move to the next page. That is the wise beggar story. Please read. This is a wonderful story. You will love it. And next is that here the Buddhism. The main thing is Buddhism. Buddhism and Jainism. Here in the chapter latter you will find. So here you can get, that is who write a short note on Buddhism. On that case, you have to write first who is Buddha. What is his teaching? You don't need to write so many lines. It's a short note. So remember, you can write as simple, but mention all the points, like all the points of his teaching. And who is Buddha? Buddhism means start from Buddha. So you have to mention the Buddha. After the enlightenment, you can start. So here you can see who was Gargi, why Gargi was so famous, and then who was Jabali. Jabali, it's a one word, two word lines questions, but Gargi is an important questions. And the question comes here from that fast, the why Upanishadic omen thinker Gargi was famous. Why Upanishadic omen Gargi was famous? Because in the first line, you think the most Upanishadic thinkers were men, and they are specially Brahmin and Rajas, right? So occasionally there is a mention of women thinkers. So Gargi is the special for that. So here you can get the question Upanishadic woman. Remember, if it get an MCQ like that, who was Gargi? So you have to get an option like that. This she was a Upanishadic woman. So remember the term and see why she was so famous. Because she was so famous for her learning, participated in debate held in royal courts. So this poor people rarely took part in this discussion. True or false? You can get the one word one questions. And who was named is after his mother, the slave woman Javali. So Javali was slave or not? You can get the MCQ. And why Javali was famous. So you have to very small questions, one word questions, one line questions. You will get one very short answer type questions from these. Gautama, the best thinker of that time. Who was Gautama? Who was Sankaracharya? This is the questions. Next, in the next page, you will find the main question. Who was Panini, the grammarian? You are familiar with the name Panini. So here in this paragraph, we will say why Panini was famous or who was Panini. Then it's come to Jainism. Jainism is another important thing. Can you have to write who was Vardhamana Mahavira? It's the first questions like you find in the Siddhartha. Here you get that is who was Vardhamana Mahavira. Okay, and again you will get a short note on Jainism. That is, and next is a who he was a Kshatriya prince of Lichabis. A group was a part of the Vachi Sangha. So here you remember that what is a Shakya Gana and here is a Vachi Sangha. And who was Vardhamana Mahavira? So your answer will be like that he was a Kshatriya prince of Lichabis and the last and 24th Tirthankara of the Jainas. So you have to mention both the things. You not only mention the last and 24th Tirthankara of the Jainas. This is not the answer. The answer was that the last and 24th Tirthankara of the Jainas was he was a Kshatriya prince of the Lichabis and a group that was a part of Vaji Sangha and the last and 24th Tirthankara of the Jainas. Okay. And next, again, it was the teaching of Mahaviras. He taught a simple doctrine. You have to write the teaching of Mahaviras in a 1 or 2 point, or you can write it as a paragraph. So study very carefully. And again, when you find it, the write a short note on Jainism, you have to mention who was Vardhamana Mahavira, what is his teaching. So make a short. That time you make a short note on that. So short note of Buddhism and short note of Jainism is very important. And next is, what is Magadhi? It's a very important one, very short answer type questions like you find it here. See, the Prakrit spoken in Magad was known as Magadhi. But if you get it in the 2 marks questions, I will suggest you to write the above part also. That is, there were several forms of Prakrit used in different parts in the country and named after the regions in which they are used. For example, the Prakrit spoken in Magadha was known as Magadhi. If you get a 2 marks question, you will write this thing. And if you get a 1 marks question, then simple write that the Prakrit spoken in Magadha was known as Magadhi. And then come is who are Jainas. See, here you find who are Jainas. See, answer this line and they are Jainas. Okay. So let's move to the next part. That is, yes, it will be better if you write these things. That is, the word Jaina comes from the term Jina, meaning conqueror. So if you write in the case that is who were Jainas, then you can write these to it improve your answer. Maybe it 1 marks or maybe 2 marks, but it improve your answer. That is from where we came to the word Jaina. And next is the question, why it is difficult for farmers to follow the Jainism. See, here Jainism was supported mainly by traders. Why it is supported only by traders? You can get answer. And why it is difficult? See, here you can get. Had to kill the insects to protect their crops. So this is their answer. This paragraph is answer. So always read that. Why it is difficult for farmers to follow Jainism. Okay. Next is Sangha. Define the Sangha. You can get this Sangha from here. Okay. This paragraph is Sangha. And what is the content of Vinaya Pitaka? The Vinaya Pitaka. Remember, Vinaya Pitaka is the rule made for the Buddhist Sanghas were written down in the book called the Vinaya Pitaka. So what is the content of Vinaya Pitaka? You have to write these things. Okay. And then who are bhikkhus? Here is the answer, like who are bhikkhus. That is why they are known as the bhikkhus. Bhikkhus means the beggar. Okay. Those who joined Sangha. Next line, bhikkhus and bhikkhunis is the another questions you will get that bhikkhus and bhikkhunis is the important important things. Please run bhikkhus and bhikkhunis. Okay. And next is the who joined Sangha. Next we came to the line that who joined Sangha. Here underline. The Sangha included Brahmin, Kshatriya, merchants, laborers, barbers, courtiers and slaves. These courtesans and slaves are men of the road, the teaching of the Buddha. So who joined the Sangha? And here you can get a what is cave. Cave is hollowed, cut out in the hills. So this is a curly caves. You can get the pictured question also. So study the picture also. Next is the monasteries. Like why there is a need for monastery. See, you can get a short note on monastery or why there is a need. As this is a rain, it's very difficult for monk. So they built monastery. So this is your answer for the permanent shelter or anything. This is your answer. And the next question you will find that what is Bihars? If sometimes we mix the small things. See, viharas. Viharas were made of wood and then of brick and some of were even in the cave. So you just write in the two lines for this. That is what is Bihars. Okay, then find that short note on Biharas. If you get a Vihara short note, you have to write this. And if you get a simple what is Biharas, you can write it like this. Okay. Or you can get a short note on Biharas, that is the structure of the Biharas. So you can write this paragraph also. And then the system of the ashrama. What is ashram? Another questions. What is ashram? Brahmins developed the system of ashramas. So the word ashrama does not mean a place where people live and meditate. It is used to instead for a stage of life, like the four ashramas. So name the stages of life. You can have this brahmacharya, grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. So here in these four stages of life, so the ashramas, you can get a short note on ashramas. If you get write the four stage of ashramas, you can simply write this. Or if you get a 2 marks questions, I will suggest to write this like then they had to marry and live as a householder, that is the grahastha, and then the vanaprastha, and same things. So please study this. You can get a short note on the system of the ashramas also. So if you get a short note or if you get a 2 to 3 marks question, you have to have simple things like what do you mean by ashramas. You can write simple for ashramas and think the system of ashramas. Okay. And the next question, like there are lots of short note on this chapter. So you have to write, practice everything. And next is the Zoroastrian. Here you can find the term Zoroastrian. So Zoroastrian, you will everything you find here. Why write a short note on Zoroastrian? See, Zoroastrianism. So who are the Zoroastrianism? Who are Zoroastrianism? Who are the Zoroastrian? Here is your answer. Okay. So there are so many questions here and so many short note here. So first the short note. Picture, study the picture, write the short note as per your convenience and study it in the different. But please remember to study the book very carefully. There are lots of MCQ, lots of true and false. So you need to study your book very, very carefully. And if you have any doubt, please write it in the chat box or write it in the comment box. I will definitely try to solve it. Or if you think it's good or helpful, please subscribe my channel and watch my channel and give like and encourage me. Thank you everyone.